Hi guys, so yeah, just a very quick video. Of course, recapping Raw last night. I very rarely do recap videos for pay-per-views. I very rarely do recap videos for Raw or SmackDown. But what happened last night was, I've got to talk about some of the things that happened last night. It was a big episode of Raw. Of course, this was the first episode of Raw that took place back in front of a live crowd. You know, we've had SmackDown and Money in the Bank was back in front of a live crowd, but now Raw back in front of a live crowd. I'm wearing my Raw t-shirt. And yeah, where do I start? Some things I thought were really good, and some things that I thought were really bad. I'll start with the bad things first, shall I? So Bobby Lashley comes out, cuts a promo about who's next. He's beaten everyone. I'm thinking, is Goldberg going to come out? Because that's the heavy rumour. He's beaten everyone. Who's next? He issues an open challenge. And who comes out? Keith Lee. The big boy. Yeah, Keith Lee is back. It's great to see Keith Lee. You know, we haven't seen Keith Lee, I think since February in the build-up to Elimination Chamber. And he got taken out of that match, didn't he, for the US title at the time. You haven't seen him for ages. I don't know what's the problem with him. Is he just taking some time off for family reasons, personal reasons, health reasons? I don't know. But yeah, it's good to see him back because I love Keith Lee. And yeah, he had a match with Bobby Lashley and he lost quite convincingly too. Like, he didn't get a lot of offense in from what I saw. And this, I get it. I know it's the Bobby Lashley. They need to make Bobby Lashley look strong. Fair enough. But just have Keith Lee come back and squash someone. This was Keith Lee's first match back in 5 months, and they have him lose to Bobby Lashley. Oh God, man, that's just just have him come back and squash someone and put up, just maybe challenge Bobby Lashley to a match at SummerSlam, because I think Bobby Lashley and Bobby Lashley and Keith Lee at SummerSlam, that's a more exciting match and a more exciting feud than Bobby Lashley and Goldberg, in my opinion. But, you know, but WWE, they love their big part-timers and they've got to bring back Goldberg for SummerSlam, haven't they? So, yeah, and then obviously after that match, Goldberg comes out, big pop from the crowd, Goldberg, no boos. I thought there'd be some boos, but no, Goldberg. And yeah, he comes out, he just stares at Bobby Lashley and goes, I'm next. And then Bobby Lashley's like being held back by MVP, so yeah, that looks penciled in now for SummerSlam. Goldberg and Bobby Lashley. I'm torn on it, to be honest. I mean, it's good to see Goldberg back. We haven't seen Goldberg back since January, obviously, when he was feuding with Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship, and now he's just come back and got another championship match. We haven't seen him in 6 months. He just comes back and gets championship matches, and that's WWE and their part-timers. They're obsessed with their part-timers. Whatever. I'm sure it'll be a fun 4-minute match full of finishes. But yeah, as long as Bobby Lashley wins, I'll be very happy. But yeah, good to see Goldberg back at least, because I still do like Goldberg. As long as he's been brought back to put over Bobby Lashley, like he put over Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble, then I'll be happy. So we'll see. Other things that happened. Karrion Kross, I think more or less made his main roster debut last night, which I find quite surprising because he's still currently NXT champion. You know, he's been an NXT champion for over 100 days now. He's had several defences on NXT takeovers. So he's been a very dominant champion. I don't think he's lost a match yet. He's been so dominant. I think he's beat all the top contenders in NXT. So yeah, his first night in the main roster, he faces a returning Jeff Hardy. Of course, Jeff Hardy got a big pop. And they have a match which Karrion Kross dominates for the most part. You know, he's so dominant. And then Jeff Hardy wins with a roll-up. 1, 2, 3. He wins with a roll-up. And I believe this is Karrion Kross's first pinfall loss. Just, what? What are they doing? Why is Karrion Kross losing to, don't get me wrong, I like Jeff Hardy, but a 43-year-old Jeff Hardy who's, you know, in the final few years of his career? Why? This is Karrion Kross, who's been so dominant on NXT. I don't think he's lost a match till now, and he loses with a roll-up. What are you doing? Oh God, man. They just cannot book NXT call-ups, can they, to the main roster? Because 90% of them become jobbers or mid-carders. 90% of them. And the 10% some do quite well. And then after the match, Karrion Kross cut a promo saying, it's not over. Jeff Hardy's just made a big mistake. So maybe we're going to get Karrion Kross and Jeff Hardy at SummerSlam. And I think Karrion Kross is just going to absolutely wipe the floor with Jeff Hardy at SummerSlam. But still, this was his first match on the main roster on Raw, and he loses via a roll-up. Oh man, WWE's booking for Raw it's asinine at this point. Keith Lee, have we ever seen him in 5 months? He comes back, loses to Bobby Lashley. So then on to other stuff that happened. Of course, John Cena cut a big promo saying he's coming for Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. He'll be on SmackDown to challenge Roman face to face, and cool. I'm looking forward to John Cena and Roman Reigns. It's going to be a great feud leading up to SummerSlam. But we'll see what happens on SmackDown. The big promo off, like they did in the build up to No Mercy in 2017, because they had some great promo battles, didn't they, 4 years ago? I'm sure they will on Friday. What else happened? Of course, Charlotte Flair obviously cut a promo bragging, she's now a 14-time women's champion, but they said something about 11-time women's champion. So are they not counting the tag team belts and the NXT titles? I'm a bit confused because she's a 2-time NXT women's champion, isn't she? And she's a tag team champion. So that's 3. So, but aren't they counting them? So because they said she's an 11-time women's champion, because she's obviously a 5-time Raw women's champion, and I believe a 6-time SmackDown women's champion. So yeah, well, no, she won the Divas Championship, didn't she? So does that count? But whatever. And yeah, then Rhea Ripley, they got a rematch. Rhea Ripley got her rematch. They had a match, ended in a stupid DQ, and Charlotte speared Rhea's leg outside the ring, ended in a DQ. But then after the match, Rhea Ripley was pissed and she hit a big riptide on it and Charlotte, and then out came Nikki Ash with the briefcase. And yeah, she came in, and Rhea was just like, go for it, I'm not even bothered anymore. And then Nikki hit this cross body splash. Is that even a finisher? But yeah, she hit it and it pinned Charlotte. 1, 2, 3. So Nikki Cross, I'm going to say Nikki Cross. Nikki Ash is stupid. Nikki Cross is the new Raw Women's Champion. Yes, Charlotte only had the belt for one day. Yeah, whatever. It's obvious they're just padding out her record. They're just trying to get her to 16 belts really quickly. So yeah, she was only the Raw Women's Champion for one night. But Charlotte's had plenty of reigns. But yeah, I'm so happy for Nikki Cross. Yeah, it's a big moment for her. She's been on the main roster for I think 2-3 years now. I loved her gimmick back when she was Insanity. Before they broke up. Obviously, she's been great on her own, and this new superhero gimmick, it's a bit silly, but I'm warming up to it. Of course, I did predict her to win Money in the Bank and cash in on Charlotte, and that's exactly what happened. She cashed in on Charlotte and won the night after Money in the Bank, and I'm so happy for her. She got a big celebration in the crowd, yeah, I won, guys, I won. I'm the women's champion, Nikki Ash. She had a big celebration with all the fans. I'm so happy for her. And hopefully she has a decent reign. Hopefully she doesn't just drop it back to Rhea or Charlotte at SummerSlam, because I think that's what they're going to do, isn't it? She's going to defend it against Rhea and Charlotte at Money in the Bank in a triple threat match. But I'm hoping Nikki Cross holds on to it for a few months at least. Yeah. But and a few other I've probably missed a few other things, but that was Raw. They were the main newsworthy things. A cash in, good for Nikki Cross. I'm so happy for her. However, what was it? Good seeing John Cena back. Of course, on the first Raw back in front of fans in a year and a half. But the stupid way Keith Lee's return in 5 months and he loses to Bobby Lashley. And Karrion Kross, dominant NXT champion, comes to the main roster and loses to Jeff Hardy via roll-up. Even though I know he's going to get his revenge, and he's probably going to absolutely squash Jeff Hardy at SummerSlam, or maybe on Raw next week. We will see. And the Drew and Jinder feud is looking good too, isn't it? Obviously, that's probably simmering up now because obviously Jinder cost Drew the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Drew was just whacking one of Jinder's sidemen with 19 chair shots. That should be a good feud, Drew and Jinder. Of course, they've got a lot of history with 3MB. So that was my review. A little recap on the main things that happened on Raw. What was your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts on the Keith Lee and Karrion Kross booking? What were they doing? Especially with Karrion Kross. That really pisses me off. Keith Lee can bounce back because there's no shame in losing to Bobby Lashley because he's so dominant at the minute. Look what he did to Kofi Kingston at Money in the Bank. They're booking him so dominantly. Now he's going up against Goldberg. So yeah, there's no shame in Keith Lee losing. But it was just because it was his first match back in 5 months and he lost. It was like, come on. And Karrion Kross, that really pissed me off. Well, yeah, guys, what are your thoughts? Comment below, let me know. So yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back maybe in a week or two. I don't know. I'll be back at work this week, so yeah, I'll be back in a week or two hopefully. But yeah, guys, have a nice week, and I'll speak to you all soon.